Greetings, peeps of the interwebs, Jake here, and in this video I just want to talk real quick about the fact that Season 2 of Stranger Things just got confirmed, I believe earlier today, which is amazing, because Stranger Things on Netflix, if you have not seen it, is perhaps one of the best shows created in a very long time. Very original, and just so incredibly well done, like in every aspect. Like the writing, the acting, everything about the show is just phenomenal. And if you haven't seen the show yet, go watch the first season. This video won't have any spoilers, so you can watch this without being spoiled or anything. Although I did kind of talk about Stranger Things, the first season, a little bit on our last podcast, if you all want to check that out. Where we talked about Justice League Dark was kind of the beginning of the podcast, and we kind of went on to other things. We also did talk about Stranger Things a little bit, kind of our thoughts and what we would kind of like to see in season 2. But basically, they released like this 56-minute teaser for season 2 that basically just kind of released the titles for the 9 episodes in season 2. But the first episode is titled Mad Max. Second one, The Boy Who Came Back to Life, which I'm assuming will kind of focus on Will from season 1. Episode 3, The Pumpkin Patch. 4, The Palace. Episode 5, The Storm. Episode 6, The Pollywog. Episode 7, The Secret Cabin, and Episode 8, The Brain, and then finally Episode 9 of The Lost Brother. So it's kind of hard to determine what direction the show is going to go based off the titles of the episodes, but although they have confirmed that Season 2 will kind of explore a little bit more of the Upside Down world, which I think is fascinating, and also really, really cool, just because that was one of my favorite aspects of the first season, is the whole concept and even the science behind the Upside Down world isn't entirely, I guess like Hollywood science. Like there actually is some legitimacy to the science behind it. I mean, obviously they took a lot of liberties with, because the science behind it is very theoretical, but it's still one of those things where they took enough, and throughout the entire show really, there's enough science behind it, and they just kind of took a little bit, their liberties to kind of be creative. So I think they found that nice balance, whereas some shows or movies, there isn't, maybe the concept is based in science, and then everything else is completely made up and impossible. But from what I've heard, the actual science and all that behind the first season, again, though theoretical, it's still one of those things where they weren't too far off, I guess, from the possibilities or whatever. So that was one of the things they did announce about Season 2, is that they will probably explore more of the Upside Down world, which, again, I think is fascinating. Because that was something that we didn't get a whole lot of in the first season, which, I'm not knocking the first season on that, because that wasn't the primary focus of the first season. But also they announced, I believe, that there will be more monsters in Season 2, which I think is really cool, because I like the design of what they dubbed the Demogorgon in Season 1. It was kind of a very basic design, kind of a humanoid-esque creature with kind of a faceless creature, but like it kind of opened up its mouth weird, or I guess its face was a mouth. I don't really know how to describe it. But I don't know, I just like the basic design of that. Like, it wasn't anything fancy or elaborate, but it was still incredibly terrifying, though, whenever it came on screen. So I'm really curious to see the designs of these other monsters that they're going to come into Season 2, or even how they'll come into Season 2. And obviously they'll come through, more than likely, through the Upside Down world, whether it'll be them crossing into our dimension, or perhaps someone's found a way to go into the Upside Down world, and I guess in a more stable manner from Season 1. Because in Season 1, when people did go to the Upside Down world, it was kind of brief, and they weren't able to spend a whole lot of time there, so that's another thing that I think would be fascinating to explore in Season 2. is not just more of the Upside Down world, but also more creatures and what the Upside Down world is like. Possibly even, you know, I don't know, just like I would like to explore more of what constitutes the Upside Down world. Is it just almost a direct parallel, just with these weird creatures? Maybe they inhabit the Upside Down world, or maybe there's some kind of, you know, corruption or mutation of humans who have visited the Upside Down world. So, yeah, I'm really excited, and what makes it even, or what makes me even personally more excited for season 2, is the showrunners, the creators of the show, the Duffer Brothers, said that season 2 will be a lot like, or I guess more along the lines of Aliens and Terminator 2: Judgment Day, which I think is, those are bold words, but I think if you really want to get people excited, like more excited for season 2, that's a great way to do it, because both those movies are phenomenal and completely outdid the first movies in their franchises. So it's, I mean, again, bold words, and it's very kind of open to interpretation of what they mean by that, but it could potentially mean that the first season was, again, just to establish, I guess, this world of Stranger Things, and then season 2 will kind of be maybe more action-packed, or maybe it's just they're confident that season 2 will be even better. Either way, if it's more action-packed, great, because again, they did say there will be more monsters. But yeah, after I heard that, I got even more excited for season 2, and now I can't wait, because I think it's supposed to come out in the fall of next year, which I'm not surprised that they announced season 2 so soon, because the show's only been out for 2 months on Netflix, so it's not a huge surprise, because it was such a huge hit that they announced the season 2 already. But I was a little surprised that it's coming this soon, so I'm hoping that like they already had plans for season 2, because I really do not want this to be rushed and the second season to be subpar. Because the beauty of season 1 is, or well, everything was just incredible. Again, like the acting, the score, and the fact that the show felt like it was made in the 80s. Like, obviously it was set in the 80s, but a lot of movies or shows that are a period piece, like they take place in a certain time frame, you can tell it's a modern film or a modern TV series with a specific setting, whereas Stranger Things felt like it was made in the 80s. Everything about it. And that's a really hard thing to pull off. Like, aside from the production value in Stranger Things, you could have told me that that was a TV series from the 80s and I would have believed it. So hopefully, you know, I mean, honestly, even if they can recapture that, which shouldn't be too hard to do, that already is a huge plus, that they can capture the magic and the essence of the 80s and the beauty of that first season. If they can just capture that and add more to it, I'm all on board. But I mean, that's kind of really all that's been said about season 2. But before I wrap this up, I mean, leave your comments below on what you think about the announcement of season 2, what you hope to see, and what you thought of season 1. But before I wrap this up, I just want to go ahead and say that sometime soon, that, you know, there'll be big announcements to be made here on the channel. Can't really say anything for sure or specific, just because things are still kind of in the works, but big things will be coming to the channel sometime soon, hopefully by the end of the year, which I know seems kind of far off, but again, we're still kind of in the works of everything and trying to figure out where everything will fit in. But again, hopefully by the end of the year, we'll know for sure what's going on and all that stuff, and we'll have everything set. So maybe by like December, that's when, I guess, everything will be concrete, and we can officially announce everything that's going to be coming. Other than that, everything will kind of, I don't know, I might be able to hint and kind of vaguely mention things that we have plans for. So that's really, again, that's all it is right now, is just we have a lot of plans for things, but again, I'm not going to say anything because that could easily fall through. But just, you know, keep up with the channel if you don't already. for some big things to come. And also, feel free to follow me on Twitter at IrishmanJake, all one word, to, again, get updates and stuff like that, not just on the channel, but just seeing what I'm up to in the world and social media. And the Pasty Pale Productions Facebook page, go like us over there, so that way, again, you can kind of get updates on when things are getting uploaded, the next topics of podcasts, and all that stuff. And same with the Pasty Pale Pro on Twitter. Follow the Twitter page. Again, same stuff, just news and updates when things are happening, what all's going on, all that jazz. But that wraps up this video, and really want to appreciate everyone who's been, liking and commenting and sharing our videos. I really do appreciate it. It really means a lot to us. So if you guys continue to support us here at Pasty Pale Productions by liking, commenting, subscribing, all that stuff, it really does mean a lot to us, and lets us know that we're doing something. What it is we do, I don't know, but clearly we're doing something right. So really do appreciate it, and if you like this video and you're new to the channel, feel free to check out some of our other videos, and if you like it, feel free to subscribe and share it to your friends who might also enjoy our content. But that wraps up this video, so until next time, everyone, cheers.